I read the news so that you don't have to. Is accountability even real if it never reaches the so-called elite? So this headline says, misconduct in public office, the offence that rarely ensnares politicians. And whilst you may know and hear the word misconduct bandied around when it comes to politicians quite a lot, the fact is there has never been a politician that has been found guilty of misconduct in the UK. So backstory for some of you lovelies out there, Peter Mandelson, Mandy, they used to call him, former UK cabinet minister and ex-ambassador to the US, is being investigated, not charged, over allegations that he shared sensitive government information with that unalived PDF file over in the US when he was a business secretary between 2009 and 2010. If you haven't heard, the US Justice Department released some emails, and in those emails it was said that Epstein was aware of a 500 billion euro bailout that was coming because Mandy decided to let him know in advance. What is important to remember though, nearly dropped the phone. What is important to remember though, that there have been no arrest, no charges, and that the investigation is ongoing. And as I said, if he was convicted, if he is ever convicted, he would be the first UK government minister in modern history to be found guilty of a misconduct in public office offence. But miss, the conduct of a lot of politicians is lacking. I know, but the threshold, the bar for conviction is so high that somehow they just float away. They never get ensnared in it. So you must know that misconduct in public office is a very old common law offence, so it's not written in statute, and it carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Seems fair. So to convict, prosecutors must prove all four elements. The person was acting as a public official. They acted willfully, i.e. knowingly or recklessly did wrong. There was no reasonable excuse, and the conduct was serious enough to be abuse of public trust. And it's that last one, the abuse of trust, where most cases fall apart. So you're thinking, well, what's the point of the law if no one gets convicted? People do. They're just not politicians. They are public servants, but they tend to be lower level public servants. What kind of public servants? So that would be like police officers having inappropriate relationships with victims or suspects. It would be like prison staff smuggling a little bit of contraband or engaging with inmates, or junior officials for abusing their position. So very few senior figures. The political class, they're almost untouched. So the bar is very high, and legal experts say that's because they are cautious about weaponizing criminal law against politicians. I would argue that if you happen to be a politician as well as a criminal, the latter should take precedence, and let's weaponize criminal law against criminals.